Okay, my next little commentary is really, hopefully important to you guys and helpful. It has to do with preparing for an audition for a band, whether it be, a local band or, whether it be a major opportunity, which sometimes happens, not too often. Some people play practical jokes, they know who they are, but, and so here's my advice on that. First off, if you have an opportunity to audition for any band, first thing, which is really important, is finding out what material they want to hear you play. Now, of course, if it's like a major recording artist, what I would recommend is get as many of the major recordings that you can of that artist, and get. I guess well, it depends on how many records they have out. I mean, if it's a band about like Chicago, which that'd be kind of a cool audition to go on. Why those guys ever let Danny Serpent go, I don't know. I never felt that they sounded like Chicago with any of the other guys that they had. Not that the drummer that took Danny Serpent's place wasn't a good drummer. He was an excellent drummer. They've had a lot of drummers, but nobody played like Danny. But anyway, so Chicago, they had so many albums, you probably want to focus on whatever the hits were. Or, you contact whoever it is you're auditioning, find out what they want to hear you play, get those recordings, play them, really play them. Now, the main thing that you really want to focus on, if you're doing, if you're auditioning for a recording artist or an original band or somebody that is doing their own music, which I actually prefer, is put, if you're playing to the cover, well, first off, now, they have a lot of that, they have programs where you could literally take the drums out and play to the actual music. That's actually better, because if I was auditioning for, say, a major recording act, I wouldn't want to play the parts exactly like the drummer that I'm going to, be sitting in, substituting for. Though there are certain things that you want to respect, certain parts of the arrangement you have to decide. For example, when I cover "Make Me Smile," which I do from time to time, there's a sequence of that online without drums. It's pretty good. It's actually Chicago. It's actually the original recording of Chicago, minus Danny Serpent. You can hear Danny's drumming a little in the background, but they took most of it out. There's some kind of computer program that does that. That solo? That I would probably play note for note, because it was so iconic that I wouldn't really want to do anything but respect that. Maybe vary it a little bit. Maybe give it a little of my own personality. Instead of right at the end, maybe I would go right, lift, left, right, lift, left, right, lift, left, right, lift, left, right, left, left. Different kind of feel. But I would still keep the main head probably identical. And that's a decision on your part. But the main thing, you got to put your personality into that audition. And the thing is if you don't, if you try to sound exactly like the drummer that you're replacing, I think the guy that has his own personality is going to really be more likely, the band will be more impressed with that, rather than a guy that copies note for note. The other thing, show up to any audition, come a little earlier. Definitely don't be late. That's the worst thing that you can do. It's the worst insult you can do. Well, if you're going to be late, make sure you call, but always be on time. Find out, what kind of equipment you're auditioning on, because a lot of times, right, when you audition for band, unless you're bringing your own drums, which I wouldn't do anymore, too heavy, you're probably going to be playing on some, either a studio's drums or whatever. If there's any way, right, that you can find out, right, what the studio has, so that you could bring some of your own equipment to compensate for what they may not have, find out. So a lot of studios now, right, everything's online, so you can actually literally probably look at a picture of the equipment and see what they have. I'll give you an example. When I used to go on auditions for bands, you guys know, right, that I like more, right, than two small tom-toms. I've always played, right, with like a row of melodics to my left. Now, of course, right, when I would go on auditions, I couldn't bring, right, all of my tom-toms. Too time-consuming. But I always would bring, I had like this portable 10-inch and portable 6-inch. Oh, no, wait, 10-inch and, wait a second, 10-inch and 8-inch. Something like that. The little melodics that I had. And I would bring those, and then the other thing about that's a really good recommendation, bring your own pedal. Definitely bring your own pedal. The reason being about it is every pedal is different, and if you get on a drum set that has a pedal that you're not used to, you can totally lose control and mess up the part. You really don't want to do that. Another thing I would say, be yourself. You know what I mean? Like if I was going to go on audition, I wouldn't get a haircut. I wouldn't take off my makeup. I don't really wear makeup. I probably should. I'm so goddamn dog ugly. I wouldn't, you guys know, like I have a little color in my life, some stuff going on. By the way, I'm not weird or anything. I'm just, colorful. But, I would go, like, come as you are, as the guy from Nirvana once said. Just be yourself. And if they like you, they're going to hire you. And if they don't, they're not going to hire you. And not everybody is right for every situation, It's classic, you just like being yourself. And I've told you guys about certain auditions that I had in my past where I really wasn't right for that band, and I knew that I wasn't right. And, there was no hard feelings there, Billy Idol was looking for a drummer many years ago. I remember, going for the interview and bringing a sample of my drumming. I had recorded. I think I brought the Bay 1 stuff, which is kind of rock and roll, but I'll never forget what the guy told me. He says, you're a really good drummer, but you're too slick for what Billy is looking for. Billy was looking for like a sort of a minimalist. And also, too, he said, and you don't have the right look. And a little later, I saw some pictures of Tommy Price eventually came into the band. He's an amazing drummer. But before that, he had some guys, some younger guys. But I remember seeing a picture of the drummer. The drummer, he had, girl makeup on. He had lipstick, eye makeup, and, that's cool. But I don't really wear makeup like that, I got an earring. I got a little color on maybe my nails, but, there's nothing that can be done for my face, so I wouldn't put on any makeup. But, I looked at the guy and I said, well, that's probably why. He was pretty looking, I'm not pretty. So, so I knew, so that was why I didn't get the gig. And, I totally accepted that, Now, if it had been, say, for example, Herbie Hancock or something, I don't think he would really care what I look like. Herbie, I'm waiting for you to call me. Probably not. But anyway, that's the main thing. Let me put this on pause here. Oh man, be prepared. Go in, do a good job, and have your stick bare, organized. Look like you're organized. Be professional. You just have to be yourself, really, I think. So that's the main thing. And hopefully you're right. You get the gig, and you don't always get the gig. And if you don't get the gig, never take it personally, because it doesn't have any, it might not have anything to do right with who you are as an artist. It just might have to do right with your sound or your aura or the vibration that they get, you know, because not everybody can play with everybody. You know, I'll give you a classic example. If, like, say for example, at the time, all right, Black Sabbath, all right, was looking for a drummer, and Carl Palmer came in, I don't think it would work, all right, because Carl's sound was much more right like the way Carl played, whereas as Bill Ward, he had a completely different sound. Now, Bill Ward is a monster, by the way. I love the way he played. You know, that wouldn't work probably. But when Carl went into Asia, that worked really well, because he was able to kind of put his rock and roll style into Asia, but he still was able to do some of the intricate things that he did with ELP. But he played a lot differently in Asia, though, of course, than what he played at ELP. So, you know, and just have a good time, and, you know, be nice, be respectful, and, you know, hope for the best. I hope you guys found this useful. Let me know. I'd like to know. Please don't call.